Welcome everybody to today where we celebrate the Wednesday of the 10th week of Ordinary Time. Today, if we pay attention to the Holy Gospel, notice that Jesus had directly stated he had came not to abolish, but to fulfill. When we continue to encounter Jesus, we have to really question ourselves, why did Jesus continue to come to each and every one of us? Each and every one of us here can live out of joy, whilst others can live out of fear. When Jesus comes to each and every one of us, he comes not to criticize each and every one of us. He doesn't come to do any harmful things to each and every one of us, but he comes to each and every one of us here so that we can strive to do one thing, and that is to love all of us. When we continue to encounter Christ himself, how do we continue to respond? Each and every one of us, when we go to encounter Christ in our lives, should really strive to continue to listen to the voice to which Christ himself has brought forth to each and every one of us. Only then and there will we come to realize that we can indeed change ourselves. So, why did Jesus say he came here not to abolish but to fulfill? Despite the amount of human tradition that we have experienced, Jesus wants each and every one of us here to come and fulfill his word. He continues to teach each and every one of us here about his love to the point where he wants all of us to continue to be very, very close to him when it comes to listening to the word of God. So really, Jesus wants each and every one of us here to be very, very attentive to listening so that we can go and fulfill what God had continued to desire out of each and every one of us. And now I go to church very, very early to fulfill my desire of wanting to spend more time with Jesus. So it can simply start off with simple actions like this to the point where we can firmly unite ourselves with Christ. So Jesus wants each and every one of us here to continue to place what he teaches into practice so that we can further understand what plan God had for each and every one of us. So today, if we continue to further on read the Holy Gospel, notice that Jesus made it very, very clear that not even the smallest part of the letter to which Jesus writes to each and every one of us here will pass away. For the Word of God is set so that all of the things can continue to take place. So today's moral theme of the Word of God that Jesus wants to teach each and every one of us here is about the concept of bringing the Word of God to fulfillment. Because each and every one of us here have strived to do our very, very best, but yet we continue to lack all of the elements. And Jesus wants each and every one of us here to call to attention the words to which Jesus himself is speaking to all of us, so that all of us can continue to transform ourselves. For if we don't transform ourselves, we really didn't fulfill what God had desired out of each and every one of us here. But if we continue to transform ourselves to become good and faithful servants, then we will come to realize that we have indeed fulfilled the word to which God has brought forth to each and every one of us. And when we continue to do that, then we can continue to recognize that we understand God a lot more. And if we reflect upon the last line of the gospel, notice that Jesus not only wants all of us to understand the Word of God, but He wants each and every one of us here to go and teach the Word of God. So when we teach the Word of God, we should strive to continue to teach based off of our own experiences. For if we continue to practice the Word of God and we continue to teach other people to follow God the way we continue to follow God, if it continues to help each and every one of us enhance our relationship with Christ, chances are we are considered the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Likewise, if we teach others to do very, very wrong things, then we are considered the least in the kingdom of heaven. So each and every one of us here have to continue to bear in mind everything that we strive to speak out of our own mouth, because what we say we can't take back. But if we continue to love God, we will go and strive to teach other people about how to love God, so that each and every one of us here can be able to bring ourselves closer to Christ. So thank you to each and every one of you guys for taking the time to listen to this reflection, and for more videos like this, please consider liking and subscribing and commenting down below any questions that you may have about the faith. Thank you.